Hi guys, it's Simon here. For this episode, I decided to reveal my picks on who will do well at the 2017 Grammy Awards. And believe me, when the nominations came out, I was spoiled for choice when it came to picking people. But I've somehow managed to whittle it down to who I think will snatch the gold gramophone trophy at tomorrow's ceremony. So, let's get into this. For Record of the Year, the nominees being Hello by Adele, Formation by Beyonce, The 7 Years by Lucas Graham, Work by Rihanna featuring Drake, and Stressed Out by 21 Pilots. I am spoiled for choice in this category, and no doubt the 21 Pilots stands and the Lucas Graham stands are going to be at each other's throats, because there's a lot of talk that Stressed Out in 7 years, well, 7 years is a knockoff of Stressed Out. But it's honestly, in my prediction when it comes to this category, I feel as though Beyonce's Formation might take it out. Like, the sound is definitely very much there compared to the other sounds, but that doesn't mean to say that the other ones are bad. It's just I like Formations a little bit more. So I'm going to go with Formation for this one, and a lot of people have seemed to agree with me in the lead-up. For Album of the Year, the nominees are 25 by Adele, Lemonade by Beyonce, Purpose by Justin Bieber, Views by Drake, and A Sailor's Guide to Earth by Sturgill Simpson. This is a pretty stacked up category, and I was expecting Anti by Rihanna to be nominated, but congratulations to Sturgill Simpson from coming out of nowhere and landing an Album of the Year nomination compared to how popular the other four are. To be included with those four is no easy feat, so well done to him. But in comparing all these albums together, I have a feeling that Lemonade's going to take it this year. Like, even though Adele made her best body of work to date, and you can say the same about Justin and Drake, I just feel as though Beyonce steps up on another level compared to them. Her development this year when producing Lemonade was absolutely incredible. She stepped up her style, and it's made all her other albums seem almost basic, kind of standing up next to Lemonade. This is really a new level for Beyonce, and I'm very excited to see where she takes this with her 7th album, and so on and so forth. A win for this would be absolutely incredible, given that the album is a celebration of black women and Black Lives Matter. It would be a massive kick in the face to Donald Trump. So that's not the reason, that shouldn't just be the reason why it should win, just because it will piss off a lot of idiots. But the reason why it should win is because it was a cohesively fantastic album. Beyonce changed genres throughout this without, bending, staying true to herself, and you didn't get the feeling that she was, selling out or anything. Every genre fit her, the genre, okay, let me get this out better. She fit the genres didn't fit her. It's like you wore the dress didn't wear you, sort of thing. She made it seem so effortless, and the visuals, girl, I was gagged when I saw the visuals, and before I go to bed tonight, I'll probably watch the visual album again in anticipation of her win. And this is her 3rd time up for Album of the Year, and I think that she's got it with Lemonade. I think that she's going to take it home. So fingers crossed that will happen. Now, moving down to Song of the Year. Formation by Beyonce, Hello by Adele, I Took a Pill in Ibiza by Mike Posner, Love Yourself by Justin Bieber, and 7 Years by Lucas Graham. Once again, another fulfilling category, and for those wondering why Pill in Ibiza is nominated, please check out the original version of that song and not the Sieb remix. The original version's what got him nominated, and when you hear that song all the way through with the original version on his album, you'll see why. It's literally packed with a very self-truth revealing sort of thing, and you kind of get to see his soul a little bit, which you haven't had with previous material from him, so that's why I feel he's got nominated for this. But I kind of feel that Formation will win, purely because during the I in the second verse, if you listen very closely, the second one, the second I Slay in the second verse, it sounds like she's saying Beyonce instead of I Slay. She slipped her own name into the word I Slay. Like, that's awesome. Like, there is no denying that that is incredible. And I feel as though little attention to detail moments is what really sets a song pushing itself forward. So I think that Formation will get it, but a lot of people think Hello will get it. But fingers crossed for B. I think she's got this one. Fingers crossed. Best New Artist. Nominees being Kelsey Ballerini, The Chainsmokers, Chance the Rapper, Maureen Morris, and Anderson .Paak. I heard a little bit of Anderson .Paak stuff this afternoon, and I was pretty impressed. But when you're comparing all these nominees together, I have a feeling that Chance the Rapper might take this. His overall album execution, the streaming being the only album on the Billboard 200, I think the first one to chart based on only stream sales instead of just physical sales is literally the most awesome thing. And his attitude's really cool too. Like, him accepting a hug from Beyonce at the VMAs, that was like the most adorable thing I think I've ever seen. And also, his For Your Consideration thing for the Grammys was awesome. It didn't have all the songs that he was submitting. It just had a picture of him with, hey, why not me, on the poster with him. And I feel as though that symbolizes, like, the up-and-coming artists watching at home. They're going to be watching these and be like, hey, if these people can win Grammys, why can't I? I've got a passion. I'm going to work my ass off to get a Grammy, or to be culturally recognised in an industry that I love. That sort of ingenuity passion warms my heart, and for that reason, I think that he might take this home. However, if Kelsey Ballerini were to take it home, I would not be mad, because I feel as though she fits that country mould since Taylor Swift left. She's not got exactly the same magnitude, because a lot of people swarm to Taylor, but she'll definitely appeal that country demographic that she did have. Okay, next up, Best Pop Solo Performance. The nominees being Hello by Adele, Hold Up by Beyonce, Love Yourself by Justin Bieber, Piece by Piece, the American Idol version by Kelly Clarkson, and Dangerous Woman by Ariana Grande. It's pretty obvious what I'm going to pick here. I'm going to go with Hold Up, because the lyrics are such a salute to black women and a confidence booster for black women, who I found out in the research of Lemonade is that black women, whenever a black man cheats, they're just generally expected to stay with him. And with this album, Beyonce's like, no, you cheat on me, then you go bye-bye, honey. I have no time for that bullshit. And with that, coupled with the visuals of her smashing up the town in the video, which I presume to be the society hierarchy rankings of the situation I was talking to about, and seeing all that, and seeing the people so happy as she smashed it up, that confirms my theory that it is a massive salute to black women. And I think that that's incredibly fantastic. And I think it should be honoured with a Grammy, but there's a chance that Adele or Kelly might pick this up, or potentially Ariana. I mean, she's had a pretty good year with the pop category, but I really want Beyonce to win this because of the sentimental value of the song. So I'm going to say Hold Up. Best Pop Duo Group Performance. Nominees being Closer by the Chainsmokers featuring Halsey, 7 Years by Lucas Graham, Work by Rihanna featuring Drake, Cheap Thrills by Sia featuring Sean Paul, and Stressed Out by 21 Pilots. Can I just say a massive congratulations to Halsey for getting her first Grammy nomination. Even if it's with the Chainsmokers, she seriously deserves more credit at the big award ceremonies than she's currently getting. I mean, Badlands should have been nominated for a Grammy. And I still hold this mentality, because I feel as though the album is incredibly... I'm drawn to concept albums like that. And the way that she structured Badlands was incredibly poignant. And the way she's led it up to her new album, Kingdom, which I am super excited for, was awesome. You don't listen to it forwards going down, you listen to it backwards and you get to that point. And I thought that was awesome. But Hopefully she gets nominated next year for Not Afraid Anymore, because that song is just everything. If you're honestly asking me in this category though, Cheap Thrills nearly gets it, but I'm not too sure about the Sean Paul feature. So I'm going to say Stressed Out by 21 Pilots. I feel as though the song kind of calls to me when I listen to it. Like, it said everything that I was thinking about growing up, and everything I was thinking, but I couldn't verbalize. The fact that Tyler Joseph has literally put that down into words is awesome. Whenever an artist does that, you feel like a stronger connection to them. So that's my choice there. So, let's see. Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album. Nominees being Cinema by Andrea Bocelli, Fallen Angels by Bob Dylan, Stages Live by Josh Groban, Summertime, Willie Nelson Sings Gershwin by Willie Nelson, and Encore Movie Partners Sing Broadway by Barbra Streisand. The reason I've included this category is to kind of throw some support behind Barbra Streisand, who one of my followers, Jamie Bell5, absolutely adores. So if Jamie's watching this, then I'm going for Barbara, girl. Woo! Just slip a 44. Woo! Yeah! Woo! Yeah! In there. Okay, moving on before I make a fool of myself. Best Pop Vocal Album. The nominees being 25 by Adele, Purpose by Justin Bieber, Dangerous Woman by Ariana Grande, Confident by Demi Lovato, and This Is Acting by Sia. This category is awesome. Like, when I saw it, I literally died. Like, every album in this is incredible. There is not one bad thing I can pick out with any of the albums. If I had to choose, and I don't think that this will happen, but it'd be awesome if it did, I'd say Demi Lovato's Confident might take this. The vocal riffs are incredible and really establishes her as a player in the industry, which I think is why she's gotten her Grammy nomination for this, and because she's been trying so hard that this album she pushed it to a new level that they eventually had to give in. And the body positive message really rubbed off on me. Like, before then, whenever people would say that I looked attractive or I looked nice, I'd think, well, that's nice, but I don't really see myself on a level like, let's say, Ian Somerhalder or Joe Manganiello or Taylor Lautner. I was comparing myself to others, and I didn't realise that I just needed to be proud with the person and the body that I had. And Confident kind of came along, and upon listening to it and hearing it more, and seeing Demi's positive shift for body image, I finally realised that I'm comfortable and happy with the body that I'm in. And it's thanks to that album. It's thanks to that calling that I feel such a deep connection with that. So I'm really hoping that she wins it. However, if any of the other 4 nominees were to win it, I would not be pressed at all, because each of them has done absolutely incredibly well this year. Moving on to Dance Electronic. For Best Dance Recording, the nominees are Tearing Me Up by Bob Moses, Don't Let Me Down by the Chainsmokers featuring Daya, Never Be Like You by Flume featuring Kai, Rinse and Repeat by Written featuring Carlo, and Drinky by Sophie Tucker. At this point, I insert in the Melvin quote from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged series, "You're not even speaking English at this point!" Is there like a definition for the word drinky? Like, I want to search that up now. Look. Flume is such an icon down here in Australia, especially when it comes to awards season. He picks them up like you made an album, here's a couple of awards. Like, literally, that's what happens every single time he releases something. Like, if you're up for an award and you're up against Flume, like, go in there expecting to lose. It's not like a shade thing, it's more of a, this is just naturally how it's going to happen. So, fingers crossed that Flume takes this award out. I'd love to see him bring home a Grammy to us. And the same goes for Best Dance Electronica Album, with the nominees being Electronica 1, The Time Machine by Jean-Michel Jarre, Epoch by Tycho, Barbara Barbara, We Face a Shining Future by Underworld, and Louis Vega starring a bunch of Roman numerals that I don't know because I suck at Roman numerals by Little Louis Vega. And Skin by Flume's also in there. So I really want him to get this category as well, because Skin, when I listen to it, it's actually a pretty good album. Like, the features that he's got on it, Never Be Like You is one, Say It is another one entirely that I absolutely fell in love and was enamored with. And I'm so happy that he's branching out and getting these collaborations with these artists overseas. It shows that his music is starting to transpire overseas as well. And Dinah Jane noticed Never Be Like You on her Snapchat, and that's why it started getting, I think, successful in the US. And I'm really happy that Australian music is getting recognised overseas. It's such a empowering thing. Moving on to rock. The nominees being, oh, and I've moved a bit too far down on my prediction sheet. Best rock performance, the nominees being Joe, Live from Austin City Limits by Alabama Shakes, Don't Hurt Yourself by Beyonce featuring Jack White, Black Star David Bowie, The Sound of Silence live on Conan by Disturbed, and Heathens by 21 Pilots. Once again, blah blah blah, who cares, Beyonce's gonna win this. But honestly, she should win it because of how smooth she shifted her genre. Like, she doesn't sound out of place in this at all. It sounds like a genuine rock song, and she goes all in. When you have Jack White impressed at the amount of effort that you're putting into it, like, you know you're doing something right. And I kind of want to see those music purists that are like, oh, why is she nominated? She's not a rock star, sort of thing. And they were doing that after she was nominated. I kind of want to see them get their asses handed to them, because she actually shifted her genre quite well to fit, and I feel as though it's a very poignant thing. And it again salutes that, salute to black women, and also a salute to Malcolm X. And if you see the visuals for Don't Hurt Yourself, you will see what I mean. See what I mean by that. Like, the most, I'm trying to remember what the speech was. I think it was something, the most neglected person in America is the black woman. Like, that speech was awesome when I heard it. And I'm like, come on, social justice commentary. And so I think that Beyonce's pretty much got this one, because she's really amped it to that level. However, if 21 Pilots were to win, or David Bowie, I would not be pressed either. But I really kind of want Beyonce to get it. Moving on to rock song. Nominees being Black Star by David Bowie, Burn the Witch by Radiohead, Hardwired by Metallica, Heathens by 21 Pilots, and My Name is Human by Highly Suspect, which sounds like a really cool title for a song. I'm gonna say Heathens will take this one out. And I know that's probably not going to be a popular opinion, but I feel as though Heathens tells kind of, it sticks to the Suicide Squad soundtrack, but it doesn't deviate from their original sort of songwriting material. And the fact that they kind of composed this original fan, fake fan mentality in the song as well, telling people, you know, not to judge if they've been with the band for like a long time or a short time, because everyone has their own kind of issues. For them to sort that out in that song is incredibly awesome. And it shows that people actually are out there and looking at the stuff and actually realising what's going on, and they're in touch with the fans. However, if David Bowie and Radiohead were to get this, then I'd be happy too, because both of them have contributed very well to the music industry. Next up, with Best Rock Album, the nominees being California by Blink-182, Tell Me I'm Pretty by Cage the Elephant, Magma, Gojira, I apologise whatever your name is, Death of a Bachelor by Panic at the Disco, and Weezer by Weezer. I really want Death of a Bachelor to get this one. I heard the full album when I heard it. I literally could not skip any track. Every single track on that album was awesome. And I recently saw Panic at the Disco live at the Palais last month. And literally, Brendan gives it his all on stage. And I would really love to see him get this, because it's his first nomination and he deserves to be rewarded for the stuff he's done. I mean, this whole album, he did it without Dallin there. He had to literally do everything. Lyricism, he played every instrument. Like, that is a very hard-pressed job for one person. And the fact that he's done it so well and it's been nominated for a Grammy, I really want him to take this. So I'm going to say Death of a Bachelor by Panic at the Disco for this one. However, my emo club friends will be happy if Blink-182 takes this, but I'm rooting for Panic at the Disco. In the alternative category, the nominees being for Best Alternative Music Album, 22 A Million by Bon Iver, Black Star by David Bowie, The Hope 6 Demolition Project by PJ Harvey, Post-Pop Depression by Iggy Pop, it's a nice illiterate title that just bounces off your tongue, and A Moon-Shaped Pool by Radiohead. The albums in this category are really good. I've recently become familiar with the work of Bon Iver and Iggy Pop, and Radiohead in particular, and I absolutely love them, and I think that they're sickening, but come on. This award's going to David Bowie. Like, Black Star was made with the artistic meaning behind it. Like, he knew that this would probably be his last album, so he pushed his all into it, and I would really love to see that be rewarded. Okay, moving on to the Best R&B Performance category. Well, Best R&B Performance, the R&B category. The nominees being Turnin' Me Up by BJ the Chicago Kid, Permission by Ro James, I Do by Music Soul Child, I think I'm getting that right, Needed Me by Rihanna, and Cranes in the Sky by Solange. This category, although I'm following the Knowles trend, is... I've